Alright YouTubers, what's going on? Got another knife video for you today. We're going to talk about the latest Kershaw Emerson collaboration. This is the CQC-4KXL, and it certainly is extra large. I mean, it's barely fitting in the frame right now. We might need to take the camera back a little bit. That is sporting a big 4-inch blade, guys. Awesome. Definitely more along the lines of the normal Emersons you'd think. Actually, I don't know too many 4-inch blade Emersons. They have some bigger models. But the CQC-4K is a new model for this year, for 2015. And it's a beast, and I really like it. It's a cool looking knife. Comes in around 45 bucks or under, typically, maybe 50 if you're overpaying. Nice stone washing. It's got the same two-tone look as all the Emerson collaborations, which I absolutely love. The stone washing with the satin flats there. Looks great. This one thing they did do this time, just comparing it to my other Emerson models, like I've got the 6K right here. Look at the frame. It's going to be hard to tell, but you got a light stone washing on the new knife versus the bead blast finish on the 6. And I'm 100% more of a fan of a stone wash, so I like that they did that. That's a nice upgrade. They did stone wash the handle a little bit. You got your same kind of frame lock design, same Emerson pocket clip. It sits, oh, actually this one's black instead of that silver, which I don't know, kind of like them both. Both look good. It sits so far down on the knife for the wave option, as we know, so that's necessary. This is not a deep carry option here. You'd have to, which really deep carry doesn't really apply to the Emerson wave. You kind of have to be able to have some purchase on the knife to use the wave. Out of the box, it's pretty smooth. One thing that I noticed that they still use Teflon washers on this. I was hoping that they would have upgraded the washers on this, but they didn't use the Teflon. The nice thing is, though, is look how smooth they get. They get really smooth. Once you break them in, it gets really smooth. So it's got a nice smooth action. This one has a little nano oil in it, so I'll probably put a little nano oil on the 4K, and it'll probably fly right open. But it's not stiff. It's easy to open, whether like that. If you want to flick it, you can, and obviously the wave feature works really well. I like this knife as a secondary self-defense option to my firearm. It's got a nice big long blade. It's a spear point blade, so it's going to have some nice stabbing power. Not that I'm trying to stab anyone, but if I had to, it's got a nice blade for that. And it's something I would carry like in a back pocket, probably, even front pocket, back pocket, and wave it out, and you've got a nice, secondary self-defense option if necessary. If you can carry a blade this big, which I can in my awesome state. Other thoughts on this one? It does use the same just kind of plastic backspacer. You'll notice on my 6K I took that off, and there is actually little standoffs. Now they're just black, but I think they look better than just the backspacer, so I'll be doing the same to this one. One thing that I like about this one too, and it's just got your plain plain black G10. It's almost identical to the other Kershaw Emersons, but I like that this is kind of a blank canvas. I've seen quite a few scale makers out there make them for this kind of series of knives, and I think that's a good option. You could do some fun, carbon fiber, or you could do some copper. I've seen a couple different scales, not for this particular one, but for this line of models. But you can see the difference here in size is pretty substantial between the two knives. Let's go ahead and lay them side by side, and you can see how much bigger the 4K is than the 6K. So much bigger knife. So not as EDC friendly, I would say, but one thing I do like about it is it's slim. I've got my 452 carbon fiber, which is my favorite big knife, and you can see here, kind of measuring them up, they are identical in thickness, which is, looking for my measuring tape and someone snagged it. So it's thin. One thing I really like about that is it is a frame lock knife, and it is a big knife, but it's slim, so it's going to carry nicely. That's kind of the key for me. I'd rather have a thin, bigger knife like this 452, which is really lightweight, versus a thick, stubbier, shorter knife. So I like that about this too, is it's thin. I knew it would be based on the other designs. So you got that nice stone washing on the blade. 8CR14 MOV steel on this one. This is an import knife made in China for Kershaw, but they have great import knives. Just gonna see how much this sucker weighs. 6 ounces, guys. This is not a lightweight one. 6 ounces. In comparison, just so you guys know, the 452 carbon fiber is just over 4 ounces. So it's achieved mostly because of the titanium frame lock and then this solid carbon fiber scale versus a stainless steel frame lock and liner plus the G10. So it's going to be a little bit heavier knife, but like I said, it's going to carry good because it's slim. It's not fat. One thing that I've seen so much in the trend of knives these days is these thick folders, like, you know, thick as in this width. And I'm not a big fan of that. I mean, you don't need that much. This is obviously going to be a good enough knife for any size hands. I mean, I have medium size hands, and it's got a bunch hanging off. If you have large hands, this is going to be a good knife for you. You got that natural jimping right here on the wave, which is perfect. It really grabs your finger and it's useful. And you have the thumb disc, which on this model might be a good, because of the bigger blade. I get one of those bigger thumb discs that they make. A lot of people are making those these days, so lots of options there. I think the ones they come with work just fine though. I mean, I have no problem flicking the knife open like that, doing the sweeping motion, plus the wave works really well. So I'm going to take this baby apart and take out this back spacer and, you know, throw this in my back pocket as a good secondary defense tool, because it's a nice slim knife, but it's got a nice big blade. You know, if you had to reach out, get that wave for quick deployment. I mean, that's the first thing I thought of when I see this. And I don't typically look at knives as weapons. I look at them as tools, you know, used for cutting things. But it's better than nothing, and like I said, a secondary choice to my firearm. You got a nice big blade there, which is a lot of reach. So, and you can deploy it so fast with the wave that it's definitely a good option for that. So I love that they made it so slim. I mean, look at that. It's the blade to handle ratio is just about perfect. I mean, you have a little more blade handle than you need, but really close. And that's, you know, a big thing for me. But just a cool import, guys. I mean, cool knife for $45, $40. I think I paid around 40 from Kershaw guy. He got it here to me very fast. I've seen like maybe 2 videos on this since it's actually been out, and they're on you know, smaller channels that aren't getting a lot of views. So I thought I'd definitely be worthwhile to grab one for the channel to check it out. But you know, like I said, for the money, sheesh, $40. I mean, that's a lot of knife for the money, guys. Literally a lot of knife. The CQC-4XL, extra large, CQC-4KXL, extra large. So another great Kershaw Emerson collaboration. They just knocked it out of the park with all these Kershaw Emerson and ZT collaborations. You know, again, I'll stand behind my statement that they actually do their designs better than Emerson does. So, alright guys, I think that's going to be it for the video. If you have any questions or comments, leave them down below, and we'll see you on the next one. Alright, one quick thing real quick, guys. I was noticing was there is no standoffs on this model. It's just a straight backspacer. On the, like I said, on the 6K and the 7K and a lot of the other ones, they have these pillars plus the backspacer. So on this one, they went straight backspacer. Interesting difference. See the stonewashing there on the scale, which is nice. And I did confirm that they are using Teflon washers again, which I thought they were, but would like to see some brass, phosphorus bronze or something. You could probably get some aftermarket. This is really dirty inside of here. It probably shipped in quite a bit of packing grease, so I'm going to clean that up a little bit. I mean, look how much grease is on that inside of that scale. But I'm going to clean that up a little bit. Put a little nano oil in there, see how smooth we can get it. But just want to show you guys the knife apart real quick. Oop, bumping the tripod. Alright, now this time I really am wrapping up the video. We'll see you on the next one.